Hey there guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Crafty Kathy, the owner and creator of Kit's Vintage Farmhouse in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and I am so happy and thankful that you stopped in to chat and craft and have a good time with me today. I came up with some beautiful DIY decor using the Dollar Tree mirrors. They're all under $5 to make and they took like 5 minutes or less. So I can't wait for you to see them. Let's jump on in. For my first DIY, I'm going to use one of these larger round mirrors. They have two sizes of these. There's a larger one, which is this one, and one that's a little bit smaller. Now, I'm going to take the back off of this. It's like a picture hanger on the back. You just flip the little things around and pop it out. This just makes it a whole lot easier while I'm filming my video, because if I leave the mirror in, it's really going to hurt your eyes, and I don't want to do that. Now we're only going to be using this outer portion for this DIY, but remember, save that piece of the mirror because you can use it for something else later. Now we have some choices. You can use one of these chargers from the Dollar Tree, or you can use a pizza pan from the Dollar Tree. But I had purchased a tray from the thrift store and I only paid $1 for this. It's got a ship on the front of it, which we're going to cover that portion up, but I really like the things that's on the outer portion of it. It's so ornate and pretty, and so that's what we're going to use. I wanted to show you here, there's a few different ways that you could style this. You can use your charger, you could even flip your charger around, and like I said, you could use a pizza pan if you want something a little bigger. I'm going to take my two pieces that I'm using outside and give them a good coat of my white spray paint. While my pieces are outside drying in the sun, I'm going to take this beautiful canvas. I found this at the Dollar Tree the other day. It just says wall art on the back. You know, they have a lot of different canvases there, and some of them are really nice. I'm just going to open this up, and what I'm going to do is pop that little sawtooth hanger off the back and save that, because those things are gold. Those are my favorite way to hang anything up. It makes everything easy. And I'm just going to take this canvas off. The easiest way that I have ever found to do these canvases is to use my X-Acto knife and just cut around it and pull the front of it off. I'm going to tell you what, me and this canvas had a battle, but I won in the end, and this is what it looks like when we get everything cut apart. I'm going to take the backing of my little mirror, that little piece of hard cardboard, and I'm just going to lay it down over the portion of this that I'm going to cut out. I'm going to make sure that it's going to look centered and look really nice, and I'm just going to use a Sharpie. I have like a thin Sharpie for stuff like this that I like to use. I'm just going to go around it so I'll know where to cut at, and I'm going to cut that sucker out. I found that when you're cutting pieces out, it's so much easier to hold your scissors still and move the piece of whatever you're cutting around, because it just makes it faster. I promise you it does. And it took me years to learn this because I was always in the habit of doing it the opposite. And I want to take just a moment to welcome each and every one of y'all here. I am so glad that you're here with me today. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I would love for you to consider subscribing and becoming a part of our family. We always have room for more, and we would love to have you. We just chat and craft and have a good old time. I didn't really have to do this step, but I felt like I might need to put a little bit of something on this so that it'll have a little bit of a stick. And I just chose my glue stick, my regular old glue stick. If you know me and you watch my videos, my favorite way to decoupage anything is with a glue stick if I can. Now these canvases are a little bit thicker, and if you're worried that it may not stick very well, you can use Mod Podge. That would be a great thing to get this to stick. But in all honesty, after I did this craft, I was kind of wondering if I needed to do this at all, because it stayed in the frame and it didn't go anywhere. And if you're anything like me, I take my crafting time very serious. As much stuff as I can get done in as little a time and the easiest and quickest way, that's exactly what I do. And so I try to share that with you guys. Now I'm just going to pop this right back in my frame and smooth it out in the front. Now we're going to work on that beautiful white tray that has been freshly spray painted. I started off by adding 4 tumbling tower blocks down, and I'm going to place my little piece right in the middle, but I found that my tray had a deep enough dip that just 1 tumbling tower block wasn't enough to stick up and grab a hold of my little picture. So what I'm going to do is just add 1 more tumbling tower block on the top of my first ones, and it just popped out from my tray enough to where it's going to hold my picture down beautifully. And I like the way this looks. It gives it a nice 3D effect. I was going to use some of that Fix-All adhesive from the Dollar Tree, but I found that the hot glue was sufficient enough for this project, and it held my picture on just fine. Now for the fun part, we're going to embellish this. I'm going to use my wax paste, and you guys know that I love this stuff. I love this bronze color. It's my favorite. However, I have silver, white, red, and this dark color is a brownish color. And then, of course, I also have gold. I get these from a store called Milton's Daughter. I'll leave her information in the comment section and in the description down below, so it's easy to find in case you want to get some of this. Now, to me, this stuff is just as good as Rub and Buff. It's actually just cheaper, but I love this stuff, and my favorite way to apply it, of course, is with my finger. My favorite color is this bronze color because it's kind of like a bronzy gold, and I just love the hue of it. It looks good with every color that I've ever added it to. So what I'm doing is just going around. I started off with the picture itself and just used the tip of my finger to add it on any place where I think it would look good. But the fun part is putting it on this beautiful embossed pattern. When you just rub your finger across it, it really brings it to life. And I always start off with just like, I start off lighter, and then if I like the way it looks, I add more. And this is all just personal preference. You just keep adding it until you're satisfied with the way it looks. Now, I like a lot of it, but you might be a person that doesn't like much of it at all. But I think that this really brings your piece to life right before your eyes. Now, when you look at this piece of decor, you would never think that it only cost you a total of $3.50 and that most of the pieces came from the Dollar Tree. I hope you like it.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright.
With DIY number 2, I'm going to start out using 2 of these mirrors that have like a cathedral type look. Now, for video purposes, I'm going to take the mirrors out of these. However, when I use them in my decor, I am going to use the mirror. It's just it absolutely blinds you when you're trying to video it, and it always drives me crazy. So these were really easy to get the backs off. I have one of those little eyeglass kits from the Dollar Tree, and it has like tiny screwdrivers in there, and each one had 5 little screws in there, and I just took it apart. Next, I'm going to grab 2 of these little wood pieces, and of course these are from the Dollar Tree also. Now, they have various types of different wood pieces. I like these because these were thin and they had an unusual shape, which I liked. So what I'm going to do with these is I am literally going to use my wood glue. You can also use like that Fix-All adhesive or an E6000, just a permanent glue. And I'm going to place my wood glue across the bottom of my little cathedral window. And then I'm going to flip it over and set it on the top of the piece of wood. Now I used my fingers because it's an uneven area in the back. It's like squiggly. So I used my fingers to make sure that it was like square and even. And I did this to both of my little cathedral windows, and I set them to the side and absolutely left them alone for about 4 hours. And this part might not even be necessary, but I went ahead and put a couple of screws through the bottom just to make sure that I had a really good hold on there. I styled this, one of them sitting down and one of them hanging up, so you could see what it looks like both ways, and you can use it with or without the mirror inside. This third DIY is probably my favorite. Well, I don't know. I like the first one a lot, but this one's right up there with that one. We're going to use these 3 ornate looking mirror, and these are the older style that they had back a while ago, and I wanted just to share with you a different way of using these. I'm going to take them outside and I'm going to spray paint the whole thing white with my Rust-Oleum 2 times. Now when you spray paint these white, and I spray painted the mirror too, by the way, they turn out so beautiful. What I'm going to put on these is going to be stickers that I get from Temu. I love these stickers. They're like vintage, and they have like beautiful vintage women on them and typography. Now you guys are going to laugh at me, but I have decor up in my chicken house for Loretta, my prized lady. And she loves vintage decor like her mama. And so these are actually going in the hen house. And don't laugh at me. I have pictures of roosters up in there. We call it Play Rooster, like she's looking at like dirty magazines of roosters. I know that's terrible. It's crazy. But anyways, it's an inside joke. It's funny. I decorate her house because she's gorgeous and perfect, and she deserves to have a beautiful home just like we do, right? That was probably TMI, but I like for you guys to know what's going on in my neck of the woods. And guys, that's what's going on in my neck of the woods. All I'm going to do is just peel the backs off of each one of these stickers and place one on the center of each of my little ornate frames. I like to use these as frames and things in that nature instead of just using the mirror, because the mirror isn't always the best quality. I love to use these as frames because they all have such beautiful shapes. Now we're going to finish this off with my favorite antiquing paste, and I'm using the bronze color again. Like I said, I always start out small, and if I like it, I go ahead and add more. First, I just went around the circular part of the frame, and then I kind of made almost just like a little mark around like where the sticker is and kind of rubbed it in. And on this first one, I went all the way around the outside portion here, and I placed a pretty good amount of the antiquing paste. But when I stepped back and looked at that, I didn't really like it too much. Now, I did go ahead and add around that whole part of the picture here, like more of the antiquing paste, because I liked it. But I just didn't like the way that that first one looked with that added to the very outer corner of it. You can see the difference in the one that I like and the one here that has it added to that outer corner. But it's such an easy fix. If you mess up with this antique paste, you just go back and add your original paint that you first started with. And I hope you like this one.
She thinks I'm a little lazy. I think she's a little crazy. We like summer and we like spring, watching wrestling in the ring. She ain't shy, she speaks her mind, tough as nails and smooth as wine. We burn hot as kerosene, baby, we got our own thing. She ain't skinny and I ain't tall, and that don't bother us at all. I run naked through the yard, she'd flash every police car, drinking wine and getting tired.
The last one is more of a hack than a DIY. We're just going to take another one of these round ones, and again, I leave it turned around for the sake of it not, hurting your eyes. What I'm going to do is grab some of this potpourri, and of course, this came from the Dollar Tree also. We're going to make like a little tray or like a little stand of sorts. I'm just going to use these little Christmas trees that come out at around Christmas time. And I like to grab a whole bunch of these and the snowmen and the other little shapes that they have at Dollar Tree, because you can use these for feet on your risers and that type thing. Now, I just put hot glue on that, and it was plenty sufficient to hold on to there. I'm going to grab 3 of these little like votive, like little candle holder things, and they're from the Dollar Tree also. I'm going to flip this over and cover it with some of the potpourri, and then I'm going to add my 3 little candle holders inside in the middle, and then you just kind of play around with it, put the potpourri however you would like it to go, and then I'm simply going to add 3 little tea light candles to the inside of my little candle holders, and that's all there was to this. I told you this was super simple and easy, and I hope you like it.
Watch out, ladies, this one is mine. He works hard and just don't quit. Even if his pants don't fit, Lord, he'll be the death of me. Baby, we've got our own thing. We eat good like you ought to do. Mashed potatoes and gravy too. Picnic table out in the back. He's only had 1 heart attack.
Hey, if you stuck with me through all of today's video, I just want to say thank you so much for coming and chatting and crafting and spending some time with me. I hope that you like these and it gave you some good ideas on what you can do with some of the mirrors from the Dollar Tree. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I would love for you to hit that little red subscribe button and become a part of our family. Also, if you did like this video, please give it a big thumbs up because it really helps out my channel. And leave me a comment. Let me know which one of these was your favorite. If you're not much for leaving a comment, just leave me a heart emoji. Those things really help out my channel, and I appreciate you more than you'll ever know. Now, my videos are every Monday and Thursday at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time because we're on summertime. And I will be seeing y'all back here real soon, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Did you know that you can click on my face right here if you're on a phone or a tablet and become a part of our family? You sure can. You can also click on one of these videos and it's going to take you right there when this one's finished. I'll be seeing you guys back here real soon. God bless you and your family.